I came and I rescued Lot and I helped you win this war against your enemy.
I was thinking about reading the Bible. Wrote a song about it. Not here, here it goes.
Never read the Bible, not a Christian, but let's see what's in this thing. So, last chapter was chapter 13. We read about Lot and Abram, and I suppose Abram's wife, coming out of Egypt after Pharaoh kicked them out of Egypt. They came back up into their lands again, but now they were very, very rich. I guess it worked out well for Canaan, or not Canaan. God, I keep saying Canaan. For Abram, with his association with the Pharaoh, they kind of knew each other, and so it sounded like his his sister, really his wife, his sister marrying um, the Pharaoh kind of worked out good for him because he became very, very rich in Egypt, and so did his brother Lot. But last chapter, they came out, they went back into their land again up north, but they were so wealthy, they had so many animals that they kind of had to split off. So they said, "Look, we got too much going on here. You Lot go over there. I'll stay over here, and we won't be in competition with each other." Like I said in the last thing, it's always about competition. They didn't want to compete with each other, so they kind of just said, "Let's go our separate ways." So they did that, and that's what happened. And now we're going to go to chapter 14, and this is called Abram Rescues Lot. Let's see what happened here. In the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, oh, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Goim, these kings made war with Bera, king of Sodom, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shenob, king of Admah, Shemeber, king of Zeboim, God, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, and all these joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years they had served the Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer, God, let me say this right. Chedorlaomer, and the kings who were with him and defeated the Rephaim in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, the Zuzim in Ham, the Emim in Shaveh, Kiriathaim, and the Horites in their hill country of Seir, as far as El Paran, on the border of the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and defeated all of the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who were dwelling in Hazazon Tamar. Man, a lot of names there that I cannot pronounce. Um, Basically, it just seems like everybody's fighting with everybody. Everybody's trying to take over everybody, and people are rebelling, and it's basically just war, all out war, all over the place going on. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zor, went out, and they joined battle in the valley of Siddim with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar. 4 kings against 5. Wow. Now the valley of Siddim was full of bitumen pits. Bitumen. I don't know what bitumen is. Obviously, some sort of valuable resource. And as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell into them, and the rest fled into the hill country. So the enemy took all the possessions of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their provisions, and went their way. They also took Lot, the son of Abram's brother, who was dwelling in Sodom, and his possessions, and went their way. Okay. All right. So when Abram and his, I guess it was his nephew, not his brother Lot, his nephew Lot, who became rich, separated to go live in different areas, Lot went down to a place near Sodom where basically everything was warring. Everybody was at war, or it fell into war. And eventually, Lot had all his possessions taken from him. So I guess he wasn't rich any longer. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of the Mamre, and the oh Jesus, I'm starting that one over. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was living by the oaks of the Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and of Aner. These were the allies of Abram. When Abram heard that his kinsman had been taken captive, he led forth his trained men, born in his house, 318 of them, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. And he divided his forces against them by night, he and his servants, and defeated them and pursued them to Hobah, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all their possessions, and also brought back his kinsman's Lot. Then he brought back all the possessions, and also brought back his kinsman Lot, with his possessions, and the women and the people. Okay. All right, so I guess wasn't Lot didn't lose all his possessions because Abram went and got it, rescued him and brought him back and got all his possessions, including his women. Next section. Abram blessed by Melchizedek. After his return from the defeat of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shaveh, that is, the king's valley. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of God Most High. And he blessed him, and he said, Blessed be Abram by God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. Okay. And Abram gave him a tenth of everything. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the persons, but take. All right. And Abram gave him. Okay, so Abram, I guess, gave this Melchizedek some some I so it looks like Abram is giving him a part of the spoils of war, sounds like. And Abram gave him a tenth of everything. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the persons, but take the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted my hand to the Lord, God most high, possessor of heaven and earth, and I would not take a thread or a sandal strap or anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. I will take nothing but what the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went with me. Let Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre take their share. Okay. So Abram seems like a stand-up guy here. He's saying, hey, I came and I rescued Lot and I helped you win this war against your enemy, and he was going to be rewarded. It sounds like to me, as I'm reading it, they were going to reward him. And Abram basically said, no, don't give me anything that I haven't basically earned. Don't give me anything. I don't want people thinking that you made me rich. just give me my expenses, like what I fed your men, or whatever my expenses were. Just reimburse my expenses, and we'll call it square. Okay. And that is chapter 14. Abram rescues Lot. I will see you next time for chapter 15, called God's Covenant with Abram. See you then. New chapters every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You know it's a must. Gotta have a friend in Jesus.